Hi, this is Phil with Castle. So the Castle TSM-12 pocket cutting machine can be used with or without dust control. With dust control, we're going to be able to keep our two routers cleaner and cooler and help increase the life expectancy. The bottom of the TSM-12 has an open bottom. That's for maintenance. It's for changing of the router bit and the drill bit. In order to improve the efficiency when adding dust control, we need to add a bottom or a dust panel, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. Let's get started. First, I want to mention on the back side of the TSM-12, there's two vacuum ports. So you have the option of a 4-inch port on the right, on the left, a shop vac size port. Simply take a hammer and gently knock out the one that you need. On the TSM-12, again, the bottom's open for maintenance, changing of the router bit and the drill bit. So in order to make the dust control more effective, we need to make a dust panel. Here's a sample right here. Simply goes on the bottom here. You can see that there's 3 holes. That's for 3 mounting screws. So the TSM-12 comes with a template to make the dust panel. It also comes with a bag of hardware that allows you to attach the dust panel. As far as the material to use for the dust panel, that's completely up to you. The screws that come with the TSM-12 were meant for 8-inch thick material. If you decide to go with a panel that's a little bit thicker, you'll just have to provide a longer screw. Here's some examples. This material was purchased from the local home center. This is a utility grade of plywood. Here's some tempered hardboard. Some people call it masonite. And the last one is just a hardboard with a melamine foil on it. Just for fun, I'm going to show you how to cut the panel 2 different ways. Obviously choose the method that suits you. There's more than one way to skin a cat. This is just how I'm going to do it. So the first panel we're going to cut, we're going to use the template that came with the machine. I've already taken the liberty of cutting out the perimeter. I've also cut out some diamond shaped holes. Obviously if you want to use a spray adhesive or you got some other method, that's completely up to you. So I'm going to line this up. I'm going to take the painter's tape over the diamond shaped holes to hold it in place, and I'm going to take a fine line Sharpie and draw around the perimeter. Next, I'm going to take a punch and mark the 3 hole locations. This is actually a spring-loaded punch. Perfect. Let's head to the bandsaw. Last operation for this particular dust panel is we need to drill the 3 mounting holes, and again we've already marked that with a spring punch. This is a 1/4-inch drill bit. Here we go. So here's the finished dust panel. If you'd like, you can take a sanding block and ease the edges. Other than that, this dust panel is ready to install. Feel free to jump to the end of the video to see the installation of it. But right now, we're going to jump into the second method of cutting the panel. So you guessed it, the second method we're going to use to cut out the dust panel is going to be on a CNC. So we're actually going to be cutting out 2 separate dust panels. The first one is going to be exactly like we just cut. Here it is. You'll notice that there's a notch in it here. That's actually for the cord. This is the front of the machine, so the cord exits right at the front. The second dust panel that we have here, the notch that was originally in the front of the machine has been moved to the rear of the machine. As far as materials, the 2 different hardboards, we've got the tempered hardboard and then we've got the regular hardboard with the melamine foil on it. They can be a little bit difficult to cut. They're very hard on tooling, and they do have a tendency to really tear the edges. That's not a big deal, especially for this dust panel. All you need to do is take a sanding block and knock the edges back. So due to that, what we're going to do is we're going to use the utility plywood that we talked about before. I'm going to use a solid carbide upcut bit for the process. I could use a down cut, but I'm going to actually do a peck drilling cycle and drill the 3 holes. And with a down cut, that's something you do not want to do. You want to use an upcut. Let's get started. So I've got my piece of utility ply. I'm going to be using a double-sided tape to hold down the material during the operation. Obviously use whatever method suits you. If you've got a vacuum table, even better. Let's finish putting the double-sided tape on and get started. Okay, so we're ready to go. I've got my material securely fastened. I've got my X, Y, and Z zeroed out. I just want to make another note about the utility grade plywood. The veneers on this are not that good. So because of the fact that I'm using an upcut spiral, we're most likely going to see a little bit of tear out on this surface. For this particular part, it's not a big deal. I also want to mention that just so it's easier to see, I'm going to be running without the dust shoe and the vacuum. Let's go ahead and get the program started. Let's go ahead and pop them out and knock the edges off. There we go, ready for installation. Okay, so we're back at the bottom of the TSM-12. We've got the 3 panels that we just cut. We got the one that we cut with the bandsaw and the drill press. And then of course we have the 2 that we cut with the CNC. The difference again is going to be whether the cord comes out of the front of the machine, which is right here, or the rear of the machine. Let me show you. So here's the panel if you want the cord to come out of the front of the machine. And then here's the other panel where the cord's coming out of the back of the machine. Let me zoom in for a closer look and we'll start installing. So again, on the bottom of the machine, there's 3 mounting holes which are located right here. The hardware that actually comes with the TSM-12 is 3 machine screws and then 3 of these sheet metal nuts. Sometimes they're called a speed nut. They're U-shaped and they clamp on the sheet metal. First thing we want to do is go ahead and install these. So we're just going to take the speed nut with the flat side out. You can see that this side is flat. This side has a few little protrusions from it. Again, flat side out. We're just going to center that over the hole, push it on. You may need to tap it on with a hammer. Some of these can be very tough. And take an awl, we'll center that guy up a little bit. There we go, we're all set for the panel. In this case, I want my cord to come out of the back, so I'm going to choose this particular panel here. We're ready for our 3 mounting screws. Just going to snug them up. There we go, the dust panel's all ready for dust control. And of course the last thing Make sure that you choose on knockout on the back of the machine so that you can hook up your dust control hose and you're all set. So I hope the video was informative and entertaining. Please like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.